What if being broke wasn't the thing holding you back, but the exact reason you're going to win bigger than you ever imagined? You felt it. That heavy feeling when you check your bank account and the number is way too low. You've got big ideas, late-night visions, and the drive to make something real. But every time you try to move forward, the same voice shows up. I can't. I don't have the money. You scroll through Instagram and see people with nice offices, fancy gear, and big funding rounds. You tell yourself, once I get more money, then I'll start. And months turn into years while your dreams collect dust. Here's the truth that Daymond John wants to burn into your brain, that waiting is what's actually keeping you broke. In The Power of Broke, the FUBU founder and Shark Tank investor reveals how having little to no money can become your greatest competitive advantage. He proves it with his own raw story from the streets of Queens, and through the impossible journeys of an 11-year-old bow tie kid and a woman who opened a cupcake empire with just $33 in her account. This isn't theory. It's a mindset that turns desperation into rocket fuel, creativity into cash, and I can't into watch me. If you've ever felt stuck because of money, or the lack of it, this summary is about to flip everything you thought you knew. Let's get into it. The power of broke mindset. Why having less can give you more. Daymond John calls it the power of broke, a mindset that lives inside every single one of us. Whether you have money in the bank or you're counting pennies, this power is available. But the people who use it best are usually the ones with the least. Here's the painful contrast most people never see. When you have money, you get comfortable. You overthink every move. You wait for the perfect website, the perfect team, the perfect moment. You hire expensive help instead of figuring it out yourself. You lose that sharp, hungry edge that makes great things happen. When you're broke, something powerful kicks in. You get creative fast. You move with urgency. You see value in places other people completely miss. You treat every single dollar like it might be your last, because sometimes it is. That hunger sharpens your instincts like a shark smelling blood in the water. It's the money you need, not the money you have, that makes all the difference, Daymond says. Broke forces you to choose creativity over certainty and taking real shots over playing it safe. The best part? You don't even have to be broke to tap into this power. You just have to think and move like someone who has nothing to lose and everything to gain. Daymond John's rise. From Hollis, Queens, to building an empire. Daymond grew up in Hollis, Queens, with his mom working 2 or 3 jobs just to keep food on the table. The neighborhood was rough, guns, drugs, and trouble everywhere. His mom saw the dangerous path he was heading down and made a life-changing decision. She quit her jobs, took an $80,000 mortgage on their house, and bet everything on keeping him focused through high school. That $80,000 was her investment in him. Daymond answered by waking up every single morning with 3 simple words: rise and grind. He saved money from odd jobs and bought a 15-passenger van to start a ride-sharing business. This was long before Uber existed. He charged just $1, 15 cents cheaper than the city bus, and would stop anywhere the rider wanted. It was scrappy. It was smart. It worked. Until the city started handing out massive fines and shut him down. But Daymond didn't quit. He used that same van as his first hoopty boutique. He loaded it with t-shirts and hats and drove up and down the East Coast to Black Expos, sometimes selling straight out of the back doors. That hustle eventually became FUBU, a global clothing brand born from pure necessity, creativity, and relentless forward motion. Daymond didn't wait for perfect conditions or big investors. He used what he had and kept moving. Shark, your 5-step survival guide when you have nothing. Daymond uses the word shark as an acronym because sharks are the ultimate symbol of the broke power mindset. Hungry, smart, swift, and always moving forward or they die. Here's exactly what each letter means and how to use it. S. Set a goal. Get crystal clear on what you're aiming for. Vague dreams like, I want to be successful, don't pay the bills. Specific targets like, I want to sell 500 units this quarter, give your brain something real to chase. H. Homework. Do your research before you move. Know your market, your competitors, and your audience better than anyone else. Most people skip this step and wonder why nothing works. The broke ones who win never skip it. A. Adore what you do. You have to genuinely love it. If you don't, you won't have the fuel to push through the long nights and rejection. Love your idea so deeply that quitting feels impossible. R. Remember, you are the brand. It's on you. Just you. How you carry yourself, how you show up, how you treat every single person, that's your real product. People don't just buy what you sell. They buy you. K. Keep swimming. Sharks die if they stop moving. Same rule applies to you. Never stop creating, selling, improving, and pushing forward, even when you're tired, scared, or broke. This framework has guided Daymond through every stage of building FUBU and beyond. Real-world proof. 2 people who started with literally nothing. Mo's bows. At just 9 years old, Mosiah Bridges wanted cool bow ties but could only find boring, expensive ones in stores. So he and his grandmother started making them from fabric scraps at home. He wore them to school. Kids noticed. He started selling to classmates, then older kids, then teenagers around town. By age 11, he landed on the Steve Harvey show. Orders exploded. He and his mom hired local women to help sew. They built a website. At the time Daymond wrote the book, Mo's company had already done $250,000 in sales, all starting from a kid who just wanted to look good and used what he had. Gigi's Cupcakes. Gigi Butler dreamed of being a country music star. She cleaned houses during the week and sang in bands on weekends. She moved to Nashville with only $500. At 30, she realized the music dream wasn't happening. While cleaning someone's toilet, her brother called and told her the cupcakes at a trendy Manhattan shop weren't as good as hers. She had $33 in her bank account the day before opening her first shop. Rent was $4,500. Supplies and 2 employees needed another $2,000. She opened anyway. There was a line out the door on day 1. 3 months later, she was completely debt-free with $26,000 in the bank. These aren't lucky breaks. They're living proof that broke only breaks you if you let it. The 8 broke power principles. Your daily operating system. Daymond doesn't just tell stories. He gives you the exact principles to live by. 1. Explore every resource you already have. Stop waiting for what you don't have. Look around right now. Your network, your skills, your time, even your problems. Use what's in front of you. 2. Lead with authenticity and humility. People connect with real. The more genuine and humble you are, the more others want to help you win. Fake confidence repels. Real connection attracts. 3. Protect your time and energy like it's gold. When you're broke, time is your most valuable asset. Waste it scrolling or complaining and you stay broke. Use it creating and you move forward. 4. Find the hole in the market. Do something better, faster, easier, or cheaper than anyone else. That gap is where your opportunity lives. 5. Put your passion into everything. If you don't believe in what you're building, nobody else will. Passion is contagious, and it's free. 6. Understand everyone's perspective. See the world through your customers, investors, and partners' eyes. That's how you build real relationships that last. 7. Back your vision with logic and data. Wishful thinking gets crushed. Realistic projections, research, and proof win trust and open doors. 8. Stay relentlessly optimistic. Believe success is possible, and let that belief drive every action you take. Optimism isn't naive, it's fuel. Common mistakes that kill your power of broke. Even with the right mindset, people still mess it up. Here are the biggest traps. Waiting for perfect funding or perfect timing instead of starting messy. Copying what everyone else is doing instead of finding your own unique angle. Spending money on things that don't directly move the needle. Fancy logos before you have customers. Letting fear of looking broke stop you from taking bold action. Quitting too early because results don't show up fast enough. Avoid these and you stay dangerous in the best way. You need more belief that your current situation, even if it feels impossible, is actually your greatest advantage. The power of broke isn't about staying poor. It's about refusing to let anything, especially a lack of money, stop you from becoming who you're meant to be. If this summary lit a fire in you, drop a fire in the comments and tell me, what's one thing you're going to start today using the power of broke? And if you want more no-fluff, high-signal book breakdowns that actually help you level up without the overwhelm, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. We're building a library of these for people who are done waiting for perfect conditions. Daymond John didn't wait for money to show up before he started building FUBU. Neither should you. The only question left is, are you ready to rise and grind with what you've got right now? Because the power of broke isn't about being poor. It's about turning nothing into everything. One creative, hungry, unstoppable move at a time. Go make it happen. Stay hungry, stay moving, and keep building. See you in the next one.